AFL.com.au on a Thursday, and another Gillette AFL trade update. Hello everyone, Matt Thompson alongside Ashley Brown, and we are into the final hours, Ash, of the trade period, and there's a bit going on.
It's a traditional Thursday, Matty, the day before it all finishes. A few deals start to get done, clear the decks before the flurry tomorrow afternoon.
All right, let's start with the big one that broke on AFL.com.au a little earlier this afternoon. David Roden from Port Adelaide to Melbourne. We understand he had a look around the facilities there in the past few days, and he is very excited. He's already been on Twitter, David Roden, saying how excited he is.
He'll be a good pick-up for Melbourne, a bit of forward line pace. He's one of those guys, when he's out of the side, you always wondered why at Port Adelaide, but I think he'll be a good value for Melbourne.
Jen Witham with the scoop on AFL.com.au this afternoon about Jordan Russell. He is off to Collingwood.
Yes, that one took us by surprise, I think, Matty. We weren't sure. He looked at one stage like going to Port Adelaide. Ken Hickley came in at Port Adelaide as a new coach and made it clear he didn't want Russell. Didn't see him as part of the plans. A couple of weeks later, Bob's up at Collingwood. He'll be delighted. Collingwood fans are scratching their heads a bit as to where he fits in, but really, given he'll be a very low draft pick, really just a depth player for Collingwood.
Both Roden and Russell going for late picks shows signs of good faith from their clubs, from their former clubs.
It means the deals get done quickly rather than go through the whole sort of free agency or nominate for the draft sort of thing. Get them into the clubs quickly. In the case of Melbourne, they'll start pre-season training next week, so good for Roden to be in the system and to get going.
Greg Broughton has a very long journey in front of him. He is packing up from Perth, moving from Fremantle to the Gold Coast Suns. There's also been an exchange of picks here for pick 37. The Suns also get pick 60.
Good pick-up, I think, for Gold Coast. What they're trying to do is strengthen their backline, a bit of experience now with Tom Murphy from Hawthorn coming in, also Broughton, who played about 16 games last year before getting injured and not playing the rest of the season. So it's established senior football. He'll be good for the Suns.
Tom Young is going to the Western Bulldogs from Collingwood. That is for pick 71.
Yeah, been in the Collingwood system for a few years now. Hadn't become a regular senior player. So again, a smart move. Move to the Bulldogs, establish your career, and again, he should look to be in the best 22 come round one next year.
Now, the Kurt Tippett scenario, we haven't really heard any more new developments since overnight into this morning. It's obviously an intriguing scenario, particularly now with these salary cap allegations that have also surfaced. We contacted Kurt's dad, Tony Tippett, who has been part of his son's contract negotiations today. He didn't want to comment, but he did tell us that he and his son are cooperating with the AFL investigation. What about your thoughts on all of this, Ash?
Well, it's all very murky now, Matt, really. The tricky thing now comes for the Swans have a decision to make. The trade will probably go through before the end tomorrow, but there's the risks now, and it's been talked about in footy circles, of a deregistration for Tippett. So what the Swans need to think about is, do they draft a player into their club or trade for a player who might not be able to play for a period of time? That now becomes part of the thought process for the Swans, but I think there's going to be sanctions for the Crows and possibly for the player.
All right, and just before we go, Ash, you've got some more names to speculate about.
Yeah, names to think about over the next 24 hours, Matt. Cam Peterson, the deal still hasn't gone through from North Melbourne perhaps to Melbourne. Stephen Martin, Melbourne to Brisbane, could well happen. Steve Gillam, the Hawthorn Premiership fullback, maybe out of the Hawks by tomorrow. And the Cripps and Brown, swapping from St Kilda to West Coast, could happen as well.
All right, that clock is ticking. It is 2 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time tomorrow. The deadline, the clubs will be gathering at Etihad Stadium. We'll have coverage here online at afl.com.au, including the live stream from Trade Radio, and then a full wrap-up tomorrow afternoon as well, live online at 3 o'clock, which you can watch right here and then catch up as well on demand at your leisure. Ash, thanks for being with us. It's certainly an exciting time of year.
It's one of the busiest days of football coming up for the next 24 hours.
All right, Ashley Brown with us. I'm Matt Thompson. This is afl.com.au, the place where footy news happens.